Hi everyone and welcome to this mini web lecture about volunteer work. Do you already know all the leisure sectors and all the tasks you can expect as a leisure manager? Do you already exactly know what you want to do in the future? Well, hopefully volunteer work is here to bring you new insights. My name is Kaya Pinkster and together with my colleague Marleen, I coordinate volunteer work year 1. Maybe you already met us during the kickoff of this semester, because we are also coaches in expedition leisure and events. If you ever have questions about volunteer work which cannot be answered by a process coach, feel free to contact one of us. What to expect from this mini web lecture? First, we're going to talk about volunteer work in year 1. What is it? Then we will connect the volunteer work to the Bateson pyramid. Then we will talk about the hour blocks, how you can request the activities you would like to do, where you can find all the information, how you can hand in your registration form and what the deadlines are, and of course the credits. Every semester and every academic year, you will broaden your horizon and get to know different sectors and sides of the industry. In academic year 1, we will start by having you to do volunteer work in the field. In this way, you will work on your personal and professional development. During this volunteer work, you will also work directly on your vision of the leisure industry, which is the first PLU. Doing volunteer work is part of the study that you can accomplish throughout the whole first year of the study. As you can see in a PowerPoint, you will get 6 essays in total. Half of the essays can be given in the first semester. I do say can, since as I stated before, you have a whole year to complete all your hours. If you already finished one part of your volunteer work, you can choose to hand in half of your form before the end of the first semester. When and how to, I will discuss later in this presentation. You will also be assigned then 3 essays. If you hand in your documents at the end of the school year, you will get all your essays in one. Both are totally fine to do. During your volunteer work, you will get the opportunity to get insights in the leisure and events industry and to learn about the companies and functions it entails. Moreover, it gives the opportunity to learn which functions fit you best. This knowledge helps you to gain an image of the leisure industry and your future position. Talking about your future position in the leisure industry, in semester 1, volunteering, you will also be working partly on your leisure and vision assignment within the semester expedition leisure and event. It is good to already in the first year concisely look at the leisure industry and see what role you would like to play in it. With volunteer work, you are therefore working on the part surroundings of the Bateson pyramid. So just take a look at all the sectors and look which fits you best. As I stated before, during the first study year, you will need to complete 168 volunteering hours. These hours are divided into 2 blocks. Block 1 can be filled in by yourself. However, one note, there are some criteria. You can find this criteria in the volunteer manual, which you can find on Blackboard, where you need to enroll for yourself. For example, one of the requirements for volunteer work is that it is related to the characteristics of the leisure industry. So think about the sectors events, media, sports, art, culture, tourism, and recreation. If you have no idea which sectors you find interesting within the leisure field, you can choose to divide the hours between projects, companies, organizations in multiple sectors. However, we always stimulate to take a look at several sectors. For Block 2, we as coordinators will place vacancies from partners and/or projects of the study. These vacancies will be placed on the Blackboard environment, LEM Vrijwilligerswerk jaar 1 or Volunteer Work Year 1. For this course, you must enroll yourself. You can ask your process coach after this web lecture how to enroll. Activity request blocked 1. Please note that you need to ask approval by your semester process coach before you start to do activities which you found by yourself. In a PowerPoint, you can find which information need to be in your approval. This information can also be found in a manual. Please note, keep all the approvals in one document. You need to hand it in as evidence with your registration form. So one tip from me, make sure you have it on black and white. Email or Teams is the easiest way. Where to find all the information? Well, Teams is used by us to sometimes show you some vacancies or send you some reminders. Blackboard, you need to enroll for this yourself. You can find the volunteer work manual, the hour registration forms, vacancies, and this is also the place where you need to hand in your hour registration form after you finished all your hours. And then we also have the email. When we post something on Blackboard, we sometimes can choose to also send you an email. So if we post some vacancies, we will send it to you also by mail. And sometimes when you register yourself for a project or event, you can also get some messages from the Workfield office in how to proceed. The Blackboard page. You can hand in your registration form, including your reflections and evidence when you are finished on Blackboard. As mentioned before, you do have two possibilities to hand in your forms. If you choose to hand in block 1 or 2 already in the first semester, you need to hand it in before the 17th of January. If you choose to hand in as well as block 1 and block 2, or just block 2, 1 or 2, if you already handed in something in the first semester, you need to hand it in before the 27th of June at the end of this year. When you register for this Blackboard environment, you also can see it by yourself. If you have questions about volunteer work during the semester, contact your process coach. If your process coach isn't able to answer your questions, feel free to contact Marlene or me. Moreover, make sure that you contact your coach also when you have found an activity, so you can hand in your activity request, and make sure you enroll for Blackboard so you're up to date with all the informations, manuals, registration forms, vacancies, etc. For now, thank you for listening and hopefully see you soon in the hallways.